Everyday Superpower, where we talk body language, relationships, game, everything in between. Something you know about. If you've seen other people get in relationships, some of you might lie to yourself and say this doesn't happen to you, but it happens to everyone else, right? I'm going to talk to you about men changing when they get into a relationship and how that results in the woman leaving him. She develops her backbench, she finds someone more suitable for the job, and she leaves for him. That's the way it goes. A man and woman meet together. She finds interest in him for who he is, what he represents, what he does, his social circle, his status within the hierarchy he resides in, the independence and the freedom he possesses at that particular moment in time. She finds interest in that. Her feminine qualities match up to his masculine qualities, or at least bounce off in a fruitful communication, and she is biologically attracted to this man. Maybe genetically he serves good purpose, their kids are going to look good and their kids are going to be able to procreate because of that, which is, the biological principle of the alpha male and how they end up being fortunate, sexually speaking. Or maybe she sees good father qualities in him, which is probably the majority, the beta fashion when it comes to the man. So she finds comfort and provision and a good future with this man. So she wants to procreate with him. She gets in a relationship with him, right? Now, it's funny because the masculine principles and qualities the man possesses as a single man aren't as concentrated and emphasized and fine-tuned when he's in a relationship, such as the idea of independence. She's attracted to the masculine is independent, but now that single man is in a relationship, so the idea of independence still exists and resides as a principle and a necessity for that man to enjoy a fruitful life and have a great relationship and have her continue to respect him. But the dynamic has shifted. He doesn't have this natural baseline independence that once was, because now, in a way, he's joined on to his feminine counterpart. So, already, we're starting to see a deterioration as to how that woman could perceive that man, to say the least. He had things to do on a weekend that he used to express colour and vibrancy during the dating process. He says, on the weekends, I see my friends, we do this, we get up to this, I enjoy this time, my friends are blah, 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 blah. They perceive me as somebody cool. I'm expressing a degree of social validation and social status by speaking of these times. And I'm talking about your common man. This guy's not running game. I mean, he will in his own realm, but he's not educated on the deeper levels of these things when it comes to the dating protocol and, man and woman. But he's your standard guy. He's a good man. He's a good man. He's not a bad man. But he enjoys spending a bit of time at the weekends, blah, 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 blah. So does she. She likes seeing her girlfriends and so forth. Now, they get into a relationship, and over time, he's seeing her on the weekends now. And she's bringing up to him, oh, when was the last time you saw so-and-so? When was the last time you saw Tom? When was the last time you saw Stevie? When was the last time you saw, your friends? And he goes, oh, you know what? I've just not been able to find the time, blah, blah, blah. And she's thinking to herself, well, you have got the time because you're here with me and you spend that time with me. And then she starts to understand that he is prioritizing her over the life he once had, which elevates her value in her own eyes on a subconscious basis. And given that her sense of self is being validated and elevated. This is one part of an ongoing process that will slowly and surely blow her head up to her perceiving herself as more important and better than the man. And that man needs to be in dominant position, needs to be in leadership position, needs to obtain and pertain the vital factors that is a necessity in order for him to be respected by that woman, for her to stay around, for her to perform in this submissive role, to operate in the appropriate and genuine fashion of man and woman. They go from seeing each other every weekend to living with each other. And your general man who doesn't understand the necessity of upwards momentum, putting himself first, being selfish to a degree because in the long run it aids the family unit, and restraining from giving everything to her as far as the depths of his understanding and knowledge and so forth, he becomes but an understandable pet in the household. He doesn't surprise her no more. He's got no more depth to his being that she can question. Who is this guy? What does he really think? Who's he going out with? What's he doing? She doesn't have to think those things no more. If anything, she starts to slowly resent him, because she sees him for what he is. And when we see people for who they are, inside and out, it gives us an indirect disdain to the shallow value of that what once had depth. It's ever so exciting when you watch a new film that fulfills your desires and appeals to your personal criteria of what you look for in your entertainment. But the moment you watch the film, it rids of most of the value because you've gone through the story, you've gone through the plot, you've met the characters, you've seen the drama, you've experienced the drama. And to do it again, to meet these people again, to see where they go again, to see the story again, to know how it ends again, it starts to become a little boring. We love a song, we listen to it over and over because we love it so much, and we think we're never going to stop loving this song. But slowly and surely, it wears on our senses. We get sick of it, such as the sweet foods we eat. If that film was you, your relationship, your dynamics, and you found the means to not create a resolution to that film, it doesn't finish. If anything, it continues moving, You're thinking, when's this going to end? We've had so many highs and lows and exciting moments and, so many economical dynamic developments throughout this experience. When's it going to end? This is incredible. I'm having a fantastic time, but this is unlike anything I've experienced before. I thought a film was only 2 hours long. I've never experienced something as thrilling as this. If you can apply that sense of understanding and metaphorical value in your relationship, then you see where I'm coming from. She now sees him for what he is. And considering there's nothing new, considering he is perceiving his relationship through the eyes of his own, through his own perception, through the man's world, the love and care, of order, of consistency, of the pattern he finds comfort within. He fails to see that the woman wants excitement and spontaneity and random occurrence and to be surprised and to be emotionally engaged. There's now no emotional engagement. It's also rational and logical. It's also mundane. To you, you find comfort. You have now got the peace you've always wanted. At least it will be short-lived, because she's going to start to introduce the drama that you're not able to provide. So your peace is now going to be disrupted as the power dynamic starts to shift. Okay? She has expressed and explored your boundaries. She knows exactly who you are. It's now time for her to start poking at them to garner the emotional necessity she finds a necessity within the relationship. She is sickened by the man who gives up on the man he was prior to the relationship, now due to the fact she is within his life. Because it makes clear that you were just going to the gym and looking good out of desperation to find a woman, and now unfortunately I am that woman. I feel shit for being that woman, because it feels like I've fallen into a trap here, because you clearly weren't the person you were advertised out to be initially, because you're now not training no more, you're now not running no more, you're now not swimming no more, you're now not playing football no more, you don't look good no more. I'm aesthetically starting to fall out of love with you. You're not showcasing the ambition and the desire and, you know, the progression within that health and fitness field, which I'm starting to get disgusted by. I'm starting to get disgusted by the fact that if you continue behaving in such a manner, you're not going to be a good parent, because you're going to get ill, and I need you to be healthy for the future, which is what I was interested in outside of my own awareness initially, but I was biologically, I had to pull towards you because you were healthy. You see where I'm coming from? And there will be moments in the initial periods of the relationship, there will be moments 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 50 years down the line, where you still have to continue saying, no, I can't do that because I'm doing this. No, I'm seeing my friends because I arranged it with them. No, I'm doing this, that, and the third. No, I'm leaving the country to go on holiday because I deserve some time. No, you're not coming by the way. I just want to enjoy some time by myself. You know? You still retain 90% of that independence you once had. The 10% is given to her. You're now not identified as the most independent man in the world, because clearly you're in a relationship, which is fine. That's inevitable. But you have to ensure that you don't lose yourself in finding a woman who likes you at the very most, or at the very least. You choose. Because that's a very weak man. That's a man who doesn't have the independence that's necessary to be a man. That's a man who doesn't have the drive and the ambition to be the man that she wants. That's not the man who has the independent, self-determined mindset and action that is a necessity to be the man she wants, or the man that is perceived as a man, full stop, in this grand stage of life. That's some game. Click like and subscribe. I'm signing out. Peace.